Hey everybody, it's TR back with another RV how-to video, and today I've got a leak. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. I've noticed that I had some water accumulating in this tray here that I use to just hold extra parts and pieces for plumbing and that kind of stuff. And it was filling with water. So I took it out and put some paper towels in here, and I've noticed that they've been getting wet, but it's intermittent. I can't quite figure out what it is. And so I'm kind of down to having to take this water bay apart and get in here and see what's going on. So that's what we're going to start with today, and we'll get in there and hopefully we'll see what's causing the leak. I suspect we had some pretty cold nights this winter, and so I got to wonder if maybe I've got a cracked fitting in there that with changes in the water pressure from the RV park here, and it's getting pretty empty. Water pressure has come up. I had to actually go out and turn my water pressure regulator down a little bit because it was running over 60. So I went out and turned it down a little bit, but that didn't seem to make a difference in what was happening with this leak. So we're going to have to tear in here and see what we got going on. So I'm going to start by removing this Flow Pure water filter I use. You never have all the right tools. But that's okay. You got to get some exercise somehow, right? All right, so we're in this water bay now, and what I thought I'd show you is this is my gray tank. Excuse me, this is my black tank and my gray tank, and then you see tucked back in there is the freshwater tank. What we have here is, this is a diverter that sends water to the freshwater tank. So there's just a little valve here. These are called low point drains, and what they do is they become the lowest point. So when you're winterizing, you open those valves, it drains all your water lines out. This is the flush, so this heads over to the flusher for the gray tank, for the black tank I should say. I'm just looking here, I don't see anything that's wet. It's got water. But I was getting water right here. I gotta go get a flashlight so I can kind of see what's going on. What I've done is I went and got my endoscope. I also forgot my flashlight, didn't I? No, I put it in my pocket. Good. And so this is gonna allow me to get up over the top of the tanks and kind of look back in there and see if there's a leak back in there. I'm just gonna look at all these fittings here and see if any of them look like they've been leaking. They don't see any leaks there. Don't see anything that looks like it's been leaking back here. Oh, I got water there. It's all dusty up there, so I'm thinking that's not it's not been leaking. Let's get the inspection scope going and see what we got here. Using my Android tablet here. I think this camera cost me 20 bucks or something. I bought it, oh gosh, I don't know, clear back in 2016. It definitely comes in handy when you need to be able to see where you can't see. Come on. What's going on here? So I am recording now. So let's go back in here and look. Let's see. Get some light. Not seeing anything. Nothing there. All right, let's go up over the top of this tank. That's my freshwater tank. And so what I'm looking is for anything that looks like it might have been a leak. Yeah, I don't see anything in there. This looks dirty. So I kind of got a bad feeling about what I found here. It looks to me like somebody's wrapped some tape at some point around this 4-inch sewer line. I guess it's probably 3-inch. And let me see if I can get in here and kind of show you what I'm seeing. If you look right here, you can see how this back plastic piece is rubbing against this line. It's rubbed through that tape. Let's see if I can get in there and get real close to that. So I'm going to take my Dremel and I'm going to saw a circle around that to relieve that from that. And then also that'll give me a chance to get under there and kind of see what's going on. So keep your fingers crossed that that line's not rubbed through and leaking. Got my little teeny saw blade. I better go get some safety glasses, keep stuff out of my eyes. One more trip to get more tools. I'm gonna take this other tray out. All right, that's a little better than it was. It's not pretty. We'll get a file and we'll clean that up, get the rough edges off of it, but I'm gonna have to pull this tape off. I'm almost afraid to do that, but we're gonna have to so we can kind of see what's going on here. Get rid of those. I did find a leak, and it's in my black tank drain line, which might be a separate leak. I was getting clear water in my tray, it wasn't black water. So I'll come in here, you can see just a drip on that, but it's coming from up here. So let's build up some water pressure in there. See that? You can see it right there. We're gonna get some water build up in there and see if we can see where the drip is. I've got an idea I'm gonna try first before I go to changing this line. I've got this big 4-inch butyl tape that I'm gonna try to put on there and see if I can stop the leak for now, because there's probably more than I wanna tackle. And so I think what I'll end up doing is probably go to an RV repair shop and have them fix it for me. They probably have more experience. And frankly, I really hate doing plumbing. But it's leaking pretty good now, and it's leaking from up on top, so it looks to me like the pipe's cracked. You see how it's leaking right here? And it's coming from right there. This whole seam here is cracked. It looks like it may have, looks like something might have got drilled into it. Let's see, probably get some alcohol, and I'm gonna try to clean that pipe up and get it as clean as I possibly can. And then we're going to stick a piece of that butyl tape on there and see if it stops the leak. Wish me luck. So I just got some 70% isopropyl here, and I'm going to clean this pipe off as best I can. This tape is really made for sealing leaks in roofs and stuff. There's pressure from just gravity sitting of the water sitting in the tank and sitting in that line. So I'm hoping this is going to work. We're going to give it a shot anyway. Otherwise, then I guess I'll be doing some plumbing. Oh, it's even been siliconed, so there's actually a little bit of silicone in this crack. All right, I'll put a little bit more isopropyl in there and see if we can get this cleaned up some more. Get the dust off of it. Somebody else must have fixed this, because I've never really been in here other than to do some, I did some other plumbing work. Well, I did change these valves, but I certainly didn't crack that because the tape, we put the tape on it. Hey, how are you? Yeah. Oh, well, I got a crack. There's silicone in the crack, and then they taped it. So I'm going to try some of that butyl roof tape and see if I can get it sealed. Yeah, until I can get, because I don't want to have to tear into that.
You know what would be good is that black stuff you spray. You might have seen.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on TV. Yeah, that spray and seal or whatever.
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal, yeah.
You know, I think I may have some of that.
There's only one way to find out if it's going to leak, and that's to put some water back in the tank. So, let's go fill the tank. Keep your fingers crossed that this solves the problem for now, until I can get to a spot where I can actually have somebody repair it for me. Oh, it's definitely leaking. So unfortunately, the butyl tape didn't work. It was still leaking. So we're going to try some of this. Flex Seal. This is not sponsored. I have my doubts about whether this is going to work. It wants to cure for 24 hours, so I'm good with that. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll just make other arrangements. There's a restroom, of course, here in RV park, and I'll just use that for today and tomorrow. And if that doesn't do it, then I guess we'll dig in and do the plumbing piece of it. So I've sprayed some of this Flex Seal on it, and I took my finger with some rubber gloves and kind of rubbed it into the crack. It looks like it's kind of settled into the crack and sealed it up pretty good, but time will tell. So we got to wait 24 hours at least, I think it said. Fully cures in 48 hours. So probably shouldn't use the tank, the black tank, for a couple days now. And I think I can manage that. So we'll make that work for us. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together because I can see this crack from, underneath. And it's not that hard to take it apart and put it back together. So if I have to, I'll take it back apart to do the plumbing on it. But with that, we'll catch you in 24 to 48 hours. This is usually how it works when you do an RV repair, at least for me. Well, not all the time, but sometimes. I had to take this panel apart while I was looking for the leak. I finally found the leak, and it turns out I probably didn't need to take the panel apart. But as a result of that, this shower head faucet started leaking. And so I ended up having to buy a new one of those. I just finished putting it in. It's been just about a little over 48 hours since I put this patch on. And I'm going to try to fill the black tank and see if it leaks. Stuffing some towels in there so I can pick up on whether or not it's leaking. Fingers crossed that this lasts until I can get to an RV repair shop, because I really don't want to have to tear into this. I loathe plumbing, to be honest with you. It's looking like it might have actually worked. Let's let that run for a minute and get some volume in that tank so we got a little bit of pressure and make sure that it's not going to leak. I noticed this thing was leaking. Come back here, Mr. O-Ring. Let's put this back in. Make sure it's sitting down in its seat nicely. Yeah, we'll check that in a minute. I'm not seeing any leaks. Paper towel's clean and dry. Okay, I'm gonna keep that stuffed in there for a minute. And I'm gonna just let the tank fill and we'll see what we get. So the paper towel is dry. Don't see any stains on it. So I guess Feel Swift, the Flex Seal, worked. It filled this crack in, it stopped it from leaking, and so I guess this is going to become a part of my regular arsenal on leak stopping. It's going to get me through till I can get out and get that pipe replaced properly. But for now, we're going to call this a win. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Flex Seal. And thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, I'd appreciate your thumbs up. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and like. Got a pretty good catalog of RV how-to videos already on my channel. And more to come. I live in a 15-year-old RV, and just like this, there's plenty of things that break and need to be repaired. And so I try to share those with you and help you understand that you could do a lot of this work yourself. But that'll have to do it. Time to go. Until we get together again for another RV how-to video, peace.